Hello, my beauty. So, I talked about how I'm going to be doing a series on domestic abuse and abusive relationships, abusive friendships, any abusive relationships, including in-laws, including work colleagues, and I am starting with red flags. Now, first of all, I thought I would just give my observations about some of the red flags I've experienced and how at the time I tolerated them. And this is the thing, when you're looking back on a relationship and you realise that that there were signs there. And if you're in a state where you're like, what went wrong? Where did it go wrong? Why did it happen? Is it my fault? Then you need to do your shadow work, okay? Because a relationship is a dance between two people. And there is always something you can do to recognise behaviours that you may go on to find incompatible with your personality, your tolerances. So when you are in those first seconds, we sort of kid ourselves that we think that we need to get to know people, but there are signs from the first moment that you're in someone's energy field. And the best thing you can do is just sharpen up that discernment so that you are receiving those messages. Not only receiving the messages, because we receive the messages, but we don't process them, we don't attribute them if we're not attributing them correctly or seeing the impact down the line if we have a higher tolerance, if it's something that we've always put up with. Now, that's where you get to the point where you're saying, "Why? I don't understand it. Why do I end up in these situations? Why do I end up with these relationships?" Now, it's not because you deserve it. It's not because it's not even a targeted thing. Although we use those words, targeted, attacked, singled out, when we're talking about people who come in and bully us and people who start relationships with us and then become abusive, because that's how it feels. But the reality is that they are giving us those micro signals from the off, and we are getting the message, but it's not being processed and it's not being played out as what it means. So, for me, when I look back on many relationships, many friend of a friend relationships, work colleagues, the fact that the person immediately doesn't acknowledge you or say hello, immediately there is something within your aura that they feel threatening and they are choosing to, and then sometimes we might go on and go, oh, she just, or make excuses, she just this, she just that, or had something, we can give all different reasons, but what we're doing is we're tolerating that. Now, you can either then pursue that person and go, oh, hello, my name is this. And politely but assertively press that person to acknowledge you. Or you can just keep it under your hat and just see how things pan out. But that shows in the first instance that there is something there that they are wary about. Now, this doesn't mean down the line they turn into somebody who is going to attack you, somebody who is going to be bad. But that was there in the beginning, and you have to bear that in mind. You may have a friend who, a new friendship, and you ask them. So these are all things that I've experienced. You say, on the way home, can we just swing by a shop because I just need to pick up a pint of milk because there's no shops on my way home and we're driving past lots of shops. Is it all right if we just stop off and get a pint of milk? And then you assume that that person's going to take it on, and then you arrive at their home and they've not stopped, because in their mind they're thinking, I just want to get home, I'm not doing that. It's like, is that a big thing to ask when you're in a car with someone and you know that you're getting dropped off, you're getting back to their house, then you're moving on? Is that much to ask? Just to pull in and allow that person to jump out and pick up a pint of milk. It's not a lot, is it? And then if that was an issue, why not say, I really need to get home as quickly as possible because blah. Okay, so that person knows there's a genuine reason that puts them in difficulty if they do take time and stop off. Well, of course, in this instant, there was no genuine difficulty with it. It was just a choice, okay? A choice not to do that. A choice to say, I'm putting my needs to just get home when I want to get home before your needs, which is just to stop by and get a pint of milk on thousands of shops that you're passing. That shows that that person will put their needs first and ignore your needs. And even at that small favour that you're asking for, they can't bring themselves to do that because their needs comes first. Now, in that scenario, you are continuing with the friendship, the relationship, without addressing it. And that person now knows that they can railroad over you and ignore requests for very, very small favours, and you'll continue to be their friend. There is another example. We can all think of little examples of being in friendships, being in relationships where we have tolerated something, not said anything, not thrashed it out, not asked for a good reason, not challenged that person, and then they have gone on to continue and get the red flags get bigger and bigger and bigger. I will be talking more about red flags, and I will be trying to cover as many red flags as I can. But for now, those are a couple of the little red flags that I have noticed on reflection that I have tolerated. And then later down the line, it's come back around to sting me on the backside.